Hey guys, in this video we will learn about Angular condition statement. In Angular 17 we got a new condition statement. There we can write down directly, not on the particular element, we can directly write down the if conditions, for loop and switch statement. There we don't require any element. The syntax is very similar to the JavaScript. Let's see the practically how we can do. So we required a Angular project, either 17 or 18. It should be the 17 plus. So I'm just creating a new project over here, opening a new terminal. In my system I have ng version Angular 18. So 18 is the version. So this is the version of Angular and this is the version of Node.js. So let's create a new project. So we need to write down ng new and the project name. I'm just making the my app. Here I need to select it as one of the CSS features. So I'm using the Sass. Do you want to enable server-side rendering? No, I don't want right now. Let's make the simple one. It will take some time. So our project is ready and this is Angular 18 project, and by default actually when we make the project in Angular 18 it came with the module. It came with a standalone. So if it does not have module, every component itself is considered as a module. Okay, this is the project structure. So let's create the conditional statement over here. So to create a conditional statement, and so over here our project is ready. So when we create the project in 18 version, so by default we will get the standalone only, means we does not have module. So everything, every component is behave like as a module. So here we can see standalone true means this component is behave like as a module. It does not have any module registrations. So here in our example we just wanted to make a just to achieve the conditional statement. So right now I'm just making some checkboxes and radio buttons. So on the basis of that we can show and hide something. So I'll just simply say show options over here, and I'm just making this false. By default it will false. Over here let's make them checkbox. To make a checkbox I'm just making checkboxes over here, div, inside in a div, and I'm just simply saying input type equal to checkbox, and okay, name also we can give, that's fine. I'll just simply say option. Okay, and that's it. I don't need to give anything. So over here this is saying for accessibility, let me wrap this one into label, and over here we can give some labels. So suppose I will show options. That's fine. We will show options. So this is our checkbox. Okay, let's run it also. To run Angular project we need to be write down ng serve and minus o means open. So it will open the project and we can see our project over here. So let me run the parallelly both the thing. We can see over here we have checkbox. So when we click on the checkbox, we want to that particular flag should be become the toggle it. On the basis of that we will hide and show something. So we will do the event, and we have the event is actually change event. Here we'll write down the toggle option. This is the one of the functions. We'll just write down the functions over here. This function won't return anything, so I'm just simply saying void. It will just toggle this one, so I'm just simply saying this dot show option equal to this one. So it will just toggle it actually. Okay, so whatever the option we will get, and it will just assign the toggle over here. So this is the options. So when we just click, it will hide and show. According to that, it will option. When we click, it will just it will become the true. When again click, it will become the false. So in HTML we have. So over here we need to be develop the other part of it. So over here we'll write down div tag, and inside the div we'll make some radio button. Okay, so we'll write down some radio button. So to make the radio button, I'll just simply say input type equal to radio. Okay, that's fine. So I don't want options over here. The name I can choose it. So I'm just simply saying name is what is the name should I choose it? I'll just say skill1 or just simply say skill. Skill is the name I want to put it. Okay, and and here we'll write down the name. So I'm just simply saying skill1 or just simply say skill. Skill is the name I want to put it out it. Okay. And here we'll write down the name. So I'm just simply saying skill1 or just simply say skill. Skill is the name I want to put it out it. Okay. And here we'll write down the Okay, and we want use as model. To binding the binding the radio button, we required actually one of the binding also. So if I need to be enable the ng modal, we know that we need to be add the forms module, and this is standalone, so we need to be add into here only in the import statement forms module. So this is our forms module. So once we add, then now ng modal we can add it, and we need to be take the some selected option also. Whatever the option we have selected, we need to take it also. So by default, one of the options we will get it the selection. So I can just simply say the option is suppose Angular. Angular is the options, and we'll go and we'll say this is the ng modal, and the binding we need to do through this one. This is done. Now okay, it's asking about the label also, so we'll give the label, but we have this one. Now the next part is we need to give the value also, because every control we have different values, so that we will get it. So this is Angular, so it should be same as it is what we given it. Then only it will come as selected. Okay, so I need to remove double quotes, and here I need to give the label. Okay, to make it just for demo purpose, I'll just wrap it into label again, and here I can give the label, and this is label Angular. So now we can see Angular is coming, right? Same way, I will just make the copy paste, and we'll say React.js, and we just say Vue.js. So these are the three options, and definitely we need to give them different value, otherwise it will get confused which one we need to select it. So these are the values. So I'll just simply say JS also. So these are the things when we will get it. Okay. So what we want, whenever I toggle it, this options should be show. By default it should not be show. So in Angular 18 we have the @if conditions. Here inside in it we can tell it the conditions, like same as it is the JavaScript. Will show simply show options. This is the show option. Now by default option we cannot see. Once we select, we can see, and these are the radio button options. So over here we have image, so we'll use this image over here. So we'll use the image tag, and we'll pass source, and inside in source we need to give the folder path. I'm just giving assets and / Angular is the image, and .png, this is my image. Double quotes, and just make it, and we'll give the alt also so that it won't break, and that's it. So this is the one of the image. So let's make it the all three. This is React.js, and this is Vue.js. So once you see you, and we need first is JPG, and React.js and Vue.js. So over here we added the images, and we need to be add the path over here, so that it will be available on the browser. So this is by default we have this is angular.json, and by default we have assets over here. Okay, so now we need to give the path where we will get all the images also. So to give the path, I need to tell, okay, this is fine, whatever it is. Let me make it source. So here, to get the image on browser, I need to write down source asset over here. Once we change into the angular.json, we need to restart the applications. Okay, and now we can see all the images came. So this is done. Now we came back over here. We'll give some width. So suppose I'm giving 100 pixel is fine for all the images. So I will make the React one and the Vue.js also. All three is these are the three images. So our aim is to whichever option we select, and by default also it should not be visible. So definitely the things should be goes inside in it. So we can make and put it actually these things also inside in it. Okay. And over here we need to be show condition on the basis of the radio button. We have 3 radio button over here. So we'll write down @if condition, and over here of first for Angular image. So Angular means actually when the selected options equal to Angular. The value will, if the value will become Angular, our selected option is Angular, then we'll show Angular. Okay. So this is the way Angular will get it. And for other images. Okay, all three is coming, but we want actually Angular will show actually when we click the Angular only. When we go to view, then Angular is hiding. So now we need to write down if conditions. Now we need to write down else conditions. So else we need to write down over here. Selected option is and React JS. So whatever we wrote down, we should write down over here, and it should be a bracket, and inside the bracket this image should be there. Same thing, we need to make one more, and we should make ngif. Okay, this is fine. And we know actually last option was exactly just we need to show the else part over here. To show the else part, we need to write down every if and else we should write down at the rate. Remember this thing also, and we need to make like it. So definitely we have three options only. So okay, now once I select the checkbox, I can see the Angular logo, and I select it, React, when I select Vue.js. So this is the way we can actually achieve the if and else statement in HTML. So it's simple, just we need to write down the Boolean expressions. So whatever the Boolean expression will become, and we can, according to that particular block of the statement will execute. Okay, in the ngif statement can be execute with the async pipe also. Async pipe syntax I'll tell you over here. So if we have some async data, for example, let's make it some data. So suppose I'm making a user, and I'm just saying a dollar over here, and I'm just simply saying of RxJS, and here I'm assigning some value. Suppose I am assigning the user is exactly ABC. So it has this value, or it could be have the some other value also. So what I need to write down, I need to just simply say a user, and here I need to write down async pipe. Here I need to give the value. So by default, async pipe is not part of Angular. We need to write down the async pipe value also. So I can say as user. So when the pipe will be resolved, I wanted to just display that particular username over here. So I just simply say user. First, let's add the dependency for related to async pipe. So over here, we need to write down async pipe. This is a dependency. So once we write down, it should be resolved. So we added the dependency, and now we need to add the semicolon over here. Once we save, and we should be get, because this thing's also inside and this option. So we need to first enable the option, and we can see ABC came. So this is the data scheme that once our observable is resolved it. Okay, so definitely async pipe has their own benefit, but we can use in ngif conditions async pipe also, as we are using earlier also in Angular 16 and earlier version also. The same way we can use it. Okay, now let's start the ngFor. Here I'm making some dummy data for user related. So this is the user related data I have. Now this data I wanted to just iterate on the browser. So we are using normal HTML table. There we can just iterate the data. So let me bring some basic HTML code. Here we have h2 tag, that is the title we will see on the top, and this is the, here we have some heading. So in the body we need to repeat the rows. How many rows we have, according to that we need to repeat it. So over here in Angular 17 plus a, actually we have different loop that is called ngFor. Here we'll write down the collections. We will get the collections same as it is we have in 16 also, even though the syntax was similar, but we don't need to write down the variable. We can write down we don't need to use the let keyword, but directly its syntax is very similar to what we had into 16 or some other version. So we can write down user of. Okay, and just we need to give the bracket like away, and we need to be just pass it the data. Yes, this is the data is correct. Now once we're done, still it is giving error, and once we hover it, it will say we have track expressions. And the track expression, even earlier also we have with the Angular JS 1 itself, track expression is saying that key the for loop should be with the come under the track by. Earlier we were using keyword track by, now we have the track. Track is actually just for optimization purpose. So in the future video I'll actually update what is the track by, how actually it will I'll show you some examples so that we can visualize it, what is the benefit of the track. But over here the track is the one benefit is it will track all the records. We can track through the IDs or the any attribute of this particular object, or we can just simply say track user. Anything we can just simply say. User is a one-on-one object, we can say, or if I can write down user.id also. So means I just wanted to track if the ID according to ID wise. So track will be help us if we will add something, update something. So it will just track out. Do we have that particular record is deleted or not? According to that, it will optimize the rendering option over here. Rest everything is the simple, straightforward. This is the normal loop, and we can write down. It's very similar to the what we have in JavaScript, that for off loop, and same as it is actually, it is also working. Okay. With the loop, there is some changes came, and definitely the track is now actually is not optional. We need to be write down. Plus, if I need to be write down some index value, okay, I wanted to use it some index value. So I need to use index, and here I need to use $index. $index we was using into Angular JS. The same thing, it came back and we need to use it in this way only. So suppose I wanted to just put it over here, the ID in front of IDs. I just wanted to say ID and index. So you'll see actually 0, 1, 2 over here. All other actually variable also still we have. We don't need. We need to just write down the one key one time. Let, remember this one. Don't write down again the let. Just put it the comma and just simply say write down first equal to $first. Okay. Then not semicolon. We should write down this one last comma, and we can just simply say odd equal to $odd. All first means first record will become true. Last means last record will become true. Odd means the one of the alternate, and similarly we have even also. Even and $. These are the variables that is came with the for loop. Right now also we have, so we can use it also. So the way is implementation is very similar. The output will be give the same as it is actually we have in Angular earlier version. So I'm just displaying this output into the last over here, and this is nothing the even. Okay, so here we can see all the values. So index 0, first value is true. Let me make it a little bigger also. And one more thing, in Angular 17 we have one more thing that is we called comma and count. So yeah, count also we have. So count, $count. Count is giving how many record we have. Suppose if we have 3, so it will give the three count actually. And let me make it to even, and here I'll say count. So now if I let me make it a little bigger screen, now we can see index is 0, first value is true. So here the first value is true, and it never again it will become true. It will always false only. Here last is false, and this is the last int, we got a true. Even also first true, then false, then true, alternate. Here false, then true, then false. Okay, and this is nothing. Okay, this is the even only. Okay, sorry, even we already have, this is the count one, but count actually we showed it over here. Okay, so we don't require this one. We does not have even, we have even only. So these are the variables, we can use it and we can write down the for loop. Okay, so very interesting thing in the for loop also, we need to write down earlier the if conditions to check the is it empty or not. But we have a new empty block. There we can write down something if we have something, suppose no user found or something we have. So once I remove it, that it's saying property ID does not exist in type never. Okay, so we need to give some type. So right now I'm just giving for any only, and this is the type. And we can see when we does not have any record, we can see this block is executing automatically. So it won't check exactly if condition or something. It automatically will check the for loop. If data does not have, it will execute. So this is also good feature actually that came into Angular 17. Okay, switch statement is almost similar to the ng if and else conditions, but we have syntax is switch conditions. Here we can write down, suppose I'm writing down selected option, for example. Here I'm writing down selected options. Here we have case. In the case we can pass the value. So we have selected options, and we have value is Angular. First option is Angular, and what we wanted to show it in case of the Angular. Suppose I wanted to show it in case of Angular. Okay, this is the if condition I wanted to show it. Same way I can make the more case also. So case, and here we'll say React.js, and I think I made a small, no, capital only, and first this is also capital. Okay, that's fine. Third one I didn't put the conditions. Okay, that's fine. So we'll just simply write down this is, and over here the image should become React.js only. And definitely in the last I wanted to use default. In the default, what image we wanted to show, we can show it also. So I just wanted to show this one. So these are the options. So by default, which one is actually radio button is selected? As part of the TypeScript, we have selected is Angular. Okay, and definitely to see the options, we need to select there, and we can see it's very similar to the ng conditions, very similar to this one. So these are the condition statement, and these are the changes came in Angular 17, and we should be use it when we use the Angular 17 version. And one more thing, exactly, if you will update Angular 17 or either Angular 18, plus if we have already existing project and we wanted to migrate to the latest one, the Angular is providing us to one of the commands, or one of the, you can say the CLI command. There we can run and we will get the compatibility. It means all the code will be, syntax is automatically, it will change it to the new code, exactly, new syntax exactly. The Angular saying that you need to just write down this command, you need to just hit it this one, and I will change it. Wherever I have the control flow, I will change it. So you don't need to manually go and change, migrate all the ngF and ngFor. I'll change it according to that. So this is a good thing also. Okay, Angular is actually taking care of the backward compatibility, because definitely we need to upgrade our project from the previous version to the new version, and it's very hectic job to be change it every position, everywhere. So Angular is providing us, okay, I'll change it all the syntax if you run this particular CLI command. So in this example, we learn about if conditions, for and switch, and empty block also. So these example and source code I will commit into my GitHub account. You guys can check and download and take the reference from there. The link you will get it into the comment sections or in the descriptions. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching.